Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to some more Zero Hour and welcome back to another quarterfinal of this World Series 2020. I will just quickly show you the bracket now. Warning, spoiler alert. So there is the bracket. We are now looking at the bottom left quarterfinal, which is OOE ExCaL versus Shaye St. John. Okay, so jumping into this first game then, we are at 0-0. It's a best of 11, so first to win 6 games. We've got Nuke for ExCaL in the bottom left, against Super Weapon for Shaye in the top right. Shaye, obviously, his route to the quarterfinal so far has been he beat Freestyler, he beat Size, and then he beat me, and now he's up against ExCaL. This is a really interesting game, similar to Vivid against Google in a way, kinda, but also not, because Shaye again is kind of new school, kind of like Vivid, around the same skill level as well. Maybe Shaye is probably maybe a little bit better. I might be wrong. just my perception. Again, I'm not even sure of the stats like between them and stuff. But and then we've got ExCaL, who historically known as probably the greatest zero-hour player ever, maybe one of, or maybe the greatest. But he took a very, very long break. Probably, I heard someone say something like 10-year break. Yeah, way back when he used to play loads and loads of Clan Wars games against Size. Size told me that ExCaL used to be generally positive and won more games against Size than Size used to win against him. But then since then, ExCaL left and Size kind of took over as the reigning greatest player. And now ExCaL's back, and I actually spoke to Size just recently, and I think well, his words to me was, "I've quit Zero Hour." So Size is potentially out, and potentially we're in a new era now. Depends how long ExCaL stays around for. Maybe Size is running scared of ExCaL, who knows. Anyway, in this game now, we've got a V from Shaye gone across the map. Has got 2 missile defenders inside of it, and ExCaL has bunkered in his trucks there. Both players doing 2 supplies, except ExCaL is going for the oils as well. So ExCaL, I think, has got the weaker army here. I've been interested to see actually what numbers ExCaL is using. I think he's one of the only players that actually uses 0 and 9 on his War Factory. So he's got this one here on 0. He's not numbered anything else. No trucks or anything like that. So it just shows you don't have to use the hotkeys or control groups and hotkeys to be the very best player. I mean, ExCaL so far has had a convincing route to this. But now under a little bit of threat. Actually, as I say that, so V taking down the 2 trucks. And a dozer from Shaye. Shaye now taking out a tank hunter. Truck being rebuilt from ExCaL. Barracks pumping out tank hunters. Truck's taking a little bit of damage. I think they will all go down actually, and they're probably a little bit boxed in or a little bit trapped because of this bunker. Actually, that one for a while there escaped. Back down here we've got more Vs for Shaye. And then here now that's completely cleared up. So the oils have been taken out and denied. Battlemaster does go down there. Shaye not collecting the optimal way like we saw with Vivid. Vivid was collecting from alternate supply piles, whereas actually it looks like Shaye is doing it now. Actually, no, it doesn't. It's weird. A weird animation. It's collecting from there, but not actually collecting from that pile. Bit strange. Got V's coming across the map from Shaye with an ambulance now. And those infantry from ExCaL should be relatively easy to clear up. Red Guard running around. There's a GAT sneaking into Shaye's base. And the Chinook's going to be taking a little bit of damage. Because Search and Destroy is deployed, these Vs are going to be so much harder to kill because of all their 20% extra range. They can usually outrange pretty much everything with Search and Destroy. Apart from like long range units like Buggies, Infernos, Nuke Cannons, Scuds and stuff like that. But pretty much every other unit you can outrange. So power plant now going down for ExCaL. Cost him 1200 to replace that, and he started building it slow. He started building it in advance, but it was still not fast enough. The Red Guard going down here, and I think ExCaL is gonna what's the word? Is it succeed? No, not succeed. Concede this first game. It looks like he's not going to be able to deal with MVs, and it's pretty much perfection from Shaye so far. Shaye's actually got an airfield now as well. So he is super weapon general, so you can imagine there's going to be Alpha Auroras. I think the opening that Shaye did was pretty interesting, actually. So most players will just usually bunker up in their base behind like fire bases and EMPs, just camp in your base and then push out later. But Shaye was actually pretty aggressive with that first V, sending it, killing trucks and killing dozers and stuff. So, and then that kind of throws ExCaL off a little bit. By being a little bit more aggressive, you throw the enemy player off. Took out his economy and put them on the defense rather than just kind of sitting back. So I think that's one of the ways Shaye is taking this game so convincingly. I mean, ExCaL's not out. He's rebuilding his war factory. He's only got one truck there. His oil capture completely failed. I don't know if he actually got that one or not. There's a V there going down from Shaye. It's probably one of his first mistakes, actually. V going down. Alpha's out now. Wow. That's bad news for ExCaL. Look at these guys flying. Might have to thumbnail that. As I say that, ExCaL throws in the towel. GG. Oh, that was a very convincing win for Shaye. I do think it's actually an imbalanced matchup. I think Super Weapon should win that, but maybe not as imbalanced as Shaye made it look. Shaye made it look super easy. I don't think he lost. Didn't lose any buildings. Units destroyed. The ExCaL only destroyed 5 units. So Shaye did really well there, considering his first V was aggressive as well. And he did lose him. Actually, yeah, those few units that he lost in that V, I think that was pretty much all he lost. And maybe that other V that we just saw a second ago, that just died a second ago. So yeah, Shaye goes 1-0 up. Okay, so jumping into game number 2, we have Shaye in the bottom left. We're on Forgotten Air Battle. I don't know if I introduced the map previously, but Forgotten Air Battle is the map name. We've got Shaye with the China nuke in the blue. And in the top right, we've got Super Weapon General in the purple for ExCaL. Interesting fact for you was that ExCaL's historical favorite color used to always be purple. Like before, I think it's before I even played, and maybe we overlapped in playing a little bit before he quit. But he'd been playing for a lot longer than me, and his favorite color was always traditionally purple. And then when I started playing, like over the last maybe like 5 years or whatever, my favorite color has been purple as well. So whenever I join a team game, like we do like 3v3s and he's on the enemy team or he's in my team, I always try to take purple first, because you get like 20% extra range if you take purple. You get 20% extra damage. It's not something everybody knows, but you get like loads of buffs if you take the purple. Obviously, I'm only kidding. That had some people fooled. The thing is, if I don't say that I'm kidding, I'll get people in the chat saying saying, "Oh, really? Is it really true?" No, it's not true. But purple is a cool color. Okay, so we got 2 war factories, 2 supplies out for Shaye. Looks like perfect supply placement on both of them. He has made an outpost as one of his first units to kill the drone. Very smart. And if you watch my How to Play China series, I do mention that actually making an outpost as one of your first units against the USA seems pretty much pointless, but you manage to take out that drone. And actually it allows you to get some map control. It has a massive vision. So you see here, you see the amount of land that it's actually lit up because of the vision for an outpost is massive. So we've got ExCaL with 2 supplies, 2 war factory. Sorry, not 2 supplies, war factory barracks. He's actually collecting from alternate piles, which is highly recommended. ExCaL playing this a little bit more defensive. He's got inside of his bunkers and no aggressive V across the map. He's actually doing what I alluded to in the previous game about just bunkering up with EMPs and fire bases. And that's exactly what he's done. Shaye, with this 2 war factory aggression, though, from what I've seen before, is really good with it, pushing forward. Outpost is pretty much taken out, and that's really traditionally why you don't normally see an outpost, because it does get taken out easy, but it does chip away at the HP of the V. So you see that one there? It's actually not got that much. We've got a GAT in the top taken out by the EMP, and we've got a GAT straight down the middle from Shaye. It's going to get taken out. I can't see that killing anything, really. 2 Vs here from ExCaL are going to chase these units down. Decent micro, but he needs to be careful. He does not want to get too brave, because if that takes even one more hit, even one little hit, it's going to go down easy. I just had to close my window because there's a hurricane outside. Not an actual hurricane, but it feels like it. Okay, so Flame Wall now deployed by Shaye. Really low HP Flamer. ExCaL's Vs are going to self-heal now because he has got the ambulance in the mix. And the USA is just coming out on top, and even both of these different playstyles, the more bunkery one versus the more aggressive one, it's just looking like a total domination for the super weapon general. And quite rightly, I suppose. Maybe not. I didn't expect it to be this. Like this much domination from the super weapon, because you do have expensive Vs compared to the other USAs. I think for like USA laser, your V is 700, whereas for super weapon they're at 850. So they're generally harder to get out and harder to fill up because you're more expensive. But you know what I think is swinging it? I think it's the supply crates here. So everything from Shaye so far has been pushed back. Shaye's got this one big blob of units here. He's got 3 Battle Masters and 3 Gats in there. Battle Master does go down there. Search and Destroy deployed for ExCaL. Roughly about the same amount of time, I think. Maybe Shaye's was a little bit faster in the previous game, just because ExCaL's dropped down a bit more defense. He's dropped down more EMPs. But even if this game goes any longer, I still can't see a way that Nuke can win now, because the amount of EMPs that are up, and also super weapon will be getting on Auroras. Oh, 1V going to go down here. That's probably the first big mistake from ExCaL, losing 1V. But apart from that, ExCaL has not lost very much. It says units lost 5. Maybe a few, maybe drones count actually. Maybe a few drones count. But again, another big V push, and this is where Nuke is vulnerable. So what is Nuke going to do about this? There's a propaganda center already deployed. 2 Gats. This is very, very similar actually. This is exactly what happened in the previous game, with Gats getting stuck here. Shaye just frozen the towel. GG. Well played to ExCaL. Kind of a different playstyle, more aggressive from Shaye, more bunkery from ExCaL, but still both get the win, and pretty convincing as well. So well played to ExCaL. So jumping into game number 3, we have ExCaL in the north with the super weapon general in the purple, and then in the south we have the blue USA Air Force for Shaye. So an imbalanced matchup here. Again, you would expect it to go 1-1. Again, this is why I mentioned it in the previous game about random reverse. So it's like 1-1 now. I'm expecting it to go 2-2 just based on the armies. But there's no reason to say that ExCaL here with a weaker army can't pull off the upset. If anyone's going to pull it off, probably going to be ExCaL. Maybe DK Crazy with the recent games that I saw between Caro and DK Crazy. DK Crazy's drop with the USA laser on the Air Force was absolutely crazy. So let's see if ExCaL can pull off something similar to that. He's preparing, he's killed the drone. So he's scanned in his base. For anyone that doesn't know what went on there, he's used the scan in his base. Used the drone in the enemy base so he can see what's going on here. And then what he's going to do now is he's going to drop off 3 missile defenders. Oh, he's only got 2 in there, I think. I think he's only got 2 missile defenders inside of there, as well as a dozer. He's probably going to try and build a EMP turret. EMP is going to be built there. That's a shame for ExCaL. I'll come on to that in a second. There's a drop behind here now. The point defense lasers are going to actually defend the V. So this has not gone ExCaL's way so far. But the interesting thing there is, if ExCaL had built the EMP turret like here, why is it not working? Like here, and the dozer has stayed behind there, stayed here. Why is that clicking? I don't know why that's actually clicking. That's very, very strange. That's weird. It's even doing it there. That's so strange. Why? I don't understand why it's clicking. But yeah, if he'd have built the MP there, the dozer would have stayed behind, would have carried on building it, and the Hellfire drone from Shaye's V would have actually targeted the EMP and not been able to kill the dozer. So yeah, something that not everyone may have realized there. Drop from ExCaL does take out 1 Chinook there. I suppose ExCaL's EMP could have been there actually. Probably would have worked out better. Another big drop now from ExCaL. He's dropped down an EMP in his base. He's also got the oil capture. There's a V coming down the right hand side from Shaye. Big drop coming through the middle. Shaye is now collecting long distance from these little piles here. dozer does go down there from Shaye. Shaye's now only on one dozer, and there's another Chinook here. Is this the big drop again? He's going to try and hit the Chinooks. But there is a missile defender and a V here from Shaye, and ExCaL has dropped off his missile defenders. V does go down for Shaye. And then back in the main base, Shaye has successfully cleared this up using the point defense lasers. So overpowered against the other USAs. Another big drop from ExCaL. Seems to only be doing these big drops. He's bringing one Chinook back, which is the damaged one. He's not collecting from here right now because there is a missile defender in the top right. Loads of Vs out now with tow missile for Shaye. Looking pretty decent position for Shaye, I think. ExCal's still under pressure, but that's to be expected because he does have the most overpowered army here compared to Shaye. Laser lock comes in, but does get deflected by all the point defense lasers, and we've got another drop here on the left-hand side. And Shaye's caught a little bit off guard there. Does lose one Chinook and actually losing a little bit of HP on the next one. Shaye's killing his own oil now. There's a big drop still here, not been cleared up yet, and the dozer now going down for Shaye. So Shaye is now under quite a bit of pressure. His his war factory potentially going to go down here, and the Chinooks are being brought back again with a point defense laser. ExCaL maybe a little bit hesitant. Does he want to carry on there, or should he have just laser locked the point defense lasers in the beginning? Does manage to kill a Chinook and a V, maybe another V. I don't think so. No, that's gonna live. So Shaye is going to successfully clear this all up, but he does have a low war factory. 3 missile defenders in the middle from ExCaL. EMP turret going up on the left, so ExCal's base is going to be pretty much secure. This is probably a position you do want to be in a super weapon versus air. In any other balanced matchup, it probably isn't. You probably wouldn't say it's even. You probably want to be the south player, even though he's only he's built a combat Chinook now. You probably would want to be the south player. Oh, the power's gone down at a real bad time. But yeah, just because it's so imbalanced, you probably wouldn't mind being in ExCal's position. If you had to play this matchup, you probably wouldn't mind starting in ExCal's position as he is now. Combat Chinook coming in the back. He's actually gone round the EMPs just as the power came in. Combat Chinook is going to be micromanaged around. Is he going to go for the dozer hunter? I think he's just going to go for the Chinook for now. ExCal's on 1625. ExCal's not collected on this right side. Did lose one Chinook there, so he's only on 2. ExCal's oil now going down. This is a really nice choice of unit from Shaye at this point. Yes, it's overpowered, and yes, it's lame, but he's in a bad position in terms of the matchup, and he's actually the Vs are not going to have that much success against this many missile defenders from ExCaL, and there is literally loads of missile defenders out. One missile defender is not enough to break through the point defense laser of the combat Chinook. And all of these Vs now pushing forward for Shaye. They're more towards the right side. Combat Chinook still flying around. Shaye's building an extra Chinook here. And is he just going to long distance collect? What's he going to do? Where's he sending that? I think he's sending it over here to collect from here. But needs to make sure that's micro, because otherwise it'll collect one from here and then it'll drop off back here. Shaye seems to be preparing something. He's actually, I think he's going to send these Chinooks here to bring the point defense lasers and actually protect the mothership, if you want to say. Protect the combat Chinook, which is the mothership. So here, I think though actually, the further the distance is, the faster these projectiles travel. So actually, he needs to be careful there, because actually one almost hit. He's going to go for the dozer. He's going to kill the dozer, but he might lose one Chinook. Yeah, he is. Especially with the missiles from the... Ooh, you see what I mean? They travel faster the further they go. The further they go, the faster the EMP missiles are traveling. But someone said to me, actually, you can do something like a sharp turn and you can avoid all the EMP missiles. I probably wouldn't risk that, to be honest, going past here. Because, again, oh, man. You see, if it had just stayed over there and just unloaded his stuff and maybe killed a supplier on airfield, that would have been better than actually risking it and losing it for nothing to the EMP. But he probably thought that he could get away. I think he probably would have been better just flying directly over it, because again, or maybe it would have been better doing that thing where you fly and then do an immediate turn. So someone told me the other day, I can't remember who I was in a game with, we were testing something in a game, and he told me if you do an immediate turn, you can actually avoid the EMP 100% of the time. So yeah, I don't know if it's like a 90-degree turn or something. So back in Shaye's base, he's still collecting on 3 Chnooks on the right, 1 Chnook on the left. Shaye has now got a V in a really awkward place for ExCaL. He's now deep in the back here. That's actually going to prevent ExCaL from collecting for a while. And if he just keeps the Chnook there, it is going to go down. ExCal's done a big drop here, and actually everything's gone down. I don't know if ExCaL can win now. There's just so many Vs out. Even if they just like went all the way down the left, they could probably just overpower the EMP. ExCal's bringing all of his missile defenders straight down the middle of the map. Probably realizing that he can't just sit around because he's actually going to be only on 1 supply for probably the remainder of this game. Shaye looks like he's pulling all of his Chinooks, so he's going to use the point defense laser. Just fly all the way over to the... It's going to be a massive, massive engagement here. This depends on everything. If ExCaL can't win this engagement, he's going to go down. I don't think he can. So many point defense lasers, so many laser locks coming in. And everything goes down. I think ExCaL might just throw in a towel there. I don't really see a way he can win now against that many Vs. His base might not look that bad, and with these EMPs, it might not actually be so bad. But the thing is, it's just because... Oh, actually, that V went down. Because that V was in the back of the base, ExCal's only been on 1 supply for a hell of a long time. Yeah, I don't know if ExCal's trade-off there paid for itself. Shaye is still not collecting on that left-hand side. He's not sending this Chinook back. Maybe a little bit of nerves, or maybe... too much to think about at the moment. I don't know, maybe a little bit of pressure. Could have sent that back a little bit sooner, but I mean, it's only minor. Never Chinook. He's actually built 3 now, so... Do not need 3 collecting on one of those. Probably be better to collect from all of the piles, like... Have 1 Chinook on each supply, and then 1 from each crate as well. Probably the most optimal. So ExCal's hanging around. He's not giving up that easy. He is now back on 4 Chinooks, so his economy is actually pretty decent. Flashbang? Oh yeah, flashbang ranges. That's going to be difficult to deal with. And Shaye, actually, I just realized, only 6 points away from of XP, away from level 3. He's now level 3, so he now should be able to get Pathfinders, so snipers, so they'll just be able to easily take out all of this. Now I think I don't think ExCaL can win actually with Pathfinders, because all you need is 1 Pathfinder in here, and it just takes it all out. So we'll see. Oh yeah, he's making Pathfinders back here. So yeah, Flashbang Rangers are going to fight with each other. ExCaL is hanging in there valiantly, but I think as soon as he sees these Pathfinders, because he doesn't have Vs, because he doesn't have his own War Factory, because he got Dozer Hunted, so he's not able to put his guys inside of a V or anything. So they're just going to be sitting ducks towards a Pathfinder. This might be the end. I don't know if one of these Vs has got a Pathfinder inside of it. Maybe this one. That was the latest one to join the pack. He seems to be... Yeah, it has. It's going to take him out for range. I think he's even got 2 inside of there, to be fair. Yeah, GG. GG from ExCaL. Really, really nice try to last like 11-12 minutes against an Air Force. You probably would take that any day. Valiant effort, but just not enough to take down Shaye's Air Force. So really, really well played by Shaye. Managed to hang in there and make it 2-1. Okay, so jumping into game number 4. We have now ExCaL in the south of Snowy Drought in the purple with the USA Air Force. Again, expecting him to win this one with a stronger army, but let's see if Shaye can pull off an upset. We've got Shaye with the Super Weapon General in the blue and the north. So yeah, let's see how Shaye is going to handle this one differently. I thought ExCaL put a pretty good fight and actually didn't end up in that bad of a position behind his EMPs, but he just got Dozer Hunted by the combat Chinook. ExCaL might actually just do a combat Chinook outright, maybe. So far, it is looking like he is going 1 supply. So it could well be the case. Got War Factory being dropped down now. It does look like it could actually be a combat Chinook, maybe. 4 missile defenders out so far. Shaye also doing a 1 supply War Factory. And some missile defenders. Got 5 missile defenders. So what it looks like from Shaye to me is a full V with an Avenger drop. The drone has been taken out, so ExCaL will not see this coming. It's an Avenger first, actually. And then Shaye's going to put 5 missile defenders inside of that, which actually... Can you do that? Oh, okay. He has done that. Interesting. I'm thinking of a dozer, actually. Yeah, when you put a dozer in, you can only put 3 missile defenders inside of it. But actually, this is looking like a pretty powerful drop. I'm not sure. Oh, there is a combat Chinook out. The first V has come out, and then it's a combat Chinook. There is a dozer right there, though. Oh, killed 5 missile defenders by walking straight through. And is actually now killing the Chinook, killing the Avenger. Ooh, that was the quickest game we've seen so far. Literally 2 minutes. Not even 2 minutes. 1 minute and 59. Yeah, I don't really know what to say. I didn't expect a combat Chinook from ExCaL. He sent his V out first, like kind of throw Shaye off, but then that job just didn't work out for Shaye at all. So yeah, mental game. Only 1800 collective for both players. Really crazy games. That takes it to 2-2. Okay, so jumping into game number 5, we now have Shaye in the south. There's the GLA Demolition on the Tournament Desert, building a fake barracks. And then in the north, we've got ExCaL in the purple with the USA Air Force. So I think Air Force has the advantage here. Something I forgot to say at the start, I've received 2 messages about this now, so I need to mention it, is that one of these games is going to crash and left with a bit of controversy. I don't actually know which game it is. I have not seen any of these replays before, except I saw highlights of one of the games. I think it might be this one that I've seen here, but I'm not sure if this is the one that crashes. I don't think it is. But later on, eventually, we are probably going to see a game that ends abruptly or ends with an error of some kind, and we're going to have to make a judgment. The fact that I've not seen the replays before kind of makes it a bit better than not being able to look at it from someone else's perspective or anything. So we're going to try and make our own mind up with whatever that happens. So if this is the game that crashes, I'm not saying that it is, but if it is the game that crashes, then we need to be paying attention who is in the lead. And we might even just rewatch the replay to see what stage both players were in. It might not be this one, though. It might be much later on, but it's something to just bear in mind. So we've got an aggressive worker in the middle, building a tunnel close to ExCaL's base. Keeps going inside of the building and is now actually, is that going to finish? I think it is, with a little bit of decent micro that Shaye has used there to go inside of that building. It is now going to finish. Also on the left hand side, Shaye's got a tunnel up there, and he's now going with a tech RPG with some terrorists inside of there as well. So sometimes what you see players do is they send this forward. They will use 1 terrorist on the power, and then they will use the RPGs to finish it off. That might be what's going to happen here. Decent evac there, just in case ExCaL did go Raptors, which he did. So the power has now been taken out, so that slows the Air Force down quite a bit. And ExCaL, again, I think we saw this in a previous game, is late to drop his power down when he realizes it's going to go down. So he's actually finishing the war factory there and then going to produce the... Oh, where did the other dozer go, by the way? The dozer went there. Missing the action. I mean, I'm laughing, but I'm missing the action. Oh, it's so bad as a streamer to be missing the action. Raptors come in. Let's take out 1 quad, which is really decent. So the thing about going Raptors is that, okay, you're going to have less Vs out in the beginning. He's also kept his command center, but what it actually forces you to do is actually forces the opponent to make to make quads. And when they make quads, then you traditionally switch into Vs. So that might be what we see here from ExCaL. He is making Vs now. He's got some missile defenders out as well. So even if the quads do push here, they will all just get laser locked. On the left hand side, we've got a worker pushing now for Shaye. The Raptors are still flying around. He has 3 Raptors out, and he's got them on control groups 1 and 2. I just like to see what actually he's got his stuff on. He's not actually numbered anything apart from those two groups of Raptors, which is interesting. Only 3 Raptors produced, and I think that's the reason he's done that is to take out the tunnels. So 3 Raptors do take out a tunnel. He's using 2 here, and actually doesn't take out the tunnel completely. Laser lock on the quads. A massive load of RPGs here though from Shaye, and the laser locks are all coming in. The Raptors are going to be back in the air very soon. There's 2 coming now. Laser locks. This is massive pressure on ExCaL. All the V's going down. Really decent push. Really impressed that from Shaye. Plenty of RPGs. Even the Raptors might die to some of these RPGs. I mean, the point defense laser is good, but it's not good enough to hold against that many RPGs. There is so many RPGs. Raptors do take out a couple of the RPGs, and it's just flying above now. Missile defenders causing massive damage. Quads coming in from the back, and the missile defenders are all going down, taking big damage. V going down as well. Bad micro here from ExCaL. He's just walking stuff into these quads. The Raptor's being used as best as possible, but this aggression from Shaye is just working out really decent. They might even lose a Raptor there. It's going to take off in time. Raptor's now going to have to desperately clear this. He's going to take damage. He's going to lose one Raptor. Does vet up the quad, but that quad just needs a tap now, and it's going to go down. So behind this, Shaye doesn't have a lot else. That was kind of everything he had. Probably his tunnels are empty now. There's 3 quads in there. Never push from Shaye. Relentless with the aggression. Airfield almost down. I say almost. Still got 50% HP. Quads. Going to force the Chinooks here from ExCaL over to the left. One Raptor is now Vet 3. So I don't know actually if a Vet 3 Raptor can take out a tunnel completely. It can do serious damage. I don't know if it finishes it past the hole. But ExCaL right now cannot collect on this right-hand side. He's got 1V trying to clear this out. Laser lock coming in on this other quad. But Shaye here just wants to cause as much delayed mining time as possible, which he is doing at the moment. 2 more quads coming through. I think they're going to go down there. Will they take a V with it, though? It does take a V down, so even that's probably... still probably not worth it, but I mean, it's better than just losing the quads. But now he has a 3rd supply. He probably can afford to throw away a few more units. These pushes from Shaye are just really impressive. I mean, as demo, you're at a disadvantage against air. You see what I mean about the veterancy on that Raptor now. So 2 can kill a tunnel. It is possible for 2 without the veterancy to kill a tunnel, by the way. You have to just do it in a specific way. Yeah, I think you have to attack with one and then come in, fire some of the missiles with the other one to get it vetted up, and then come in again. So yeah, it requires a bit more micro, but it is possible to kill with no veterancy and no upgrades. I mean, if you've got the veterancy, no need to mess around with all that stuff. So yeah, Raptor's coming in now and raining down destruction on these tunnels. RPG goes down, Worker goes down. Another push from Shaye here with the quads, but there are Vs there to greet it. Probably don't want to engage that because those Vs are very full, actually. Raptors back in the air. Now this is a harder build order to do than just your traditional Vs and missile defenders. The Raptors are coming in now, and the tunnels are getting taken out. No pop from the quads. If he'd have popped them just in time, or just before the Raptors struck, maybe he could have got all of them Raptors, or at least like 3 of them, or 2 of them at least. But yeah, no pop out at all. Rebel now going over to capture the oil. Shaye's now building a second... Sorry, not a second arms delay. Building a palace now. He's got his quads out in the middle. So Shaye... He has a decent map control, to be honest. He has all of the middle. He's got these bunkers on the right and the left. Probably wants to kill ExCal's oil before he gets it, but these Raptors are just able to come in and take things out. He's now also level 3, ExCaL is. So Spectre's going to be out, A10's going to be out, and also Carpet's going to be out when that strategy center finishes as well. Loads of quads. Going to take out the Spectre before it does finish the supply. There are Raptors coming in now. Decent pop there from Shaye. Shaye is playing massively on point this game, I noticed. V on the right is going to take out the Worker. Ooh, here comes the Carpet. That's bad news for Shaye. Only kills like 1 or 2 quads though. The one tunnel goes down as well, and actually gets 1 Raptor as well. So that's really decent from Shaye. Press the X on his quads there. Anyone wondering how to do that? You just select all your quads and press the X, and they like kind of fan out from the center point. So these Vs are doing big damage here. No tow missile upgrade from ExCaL. I imagine he's probably getting that now. He's also sending a ranger over to kill this oil. I would like to see Shaye, if he wants to carry on playing this perfect, I'd like to see him TNT that oil. Decent hit there from ExCaL. This is a size build order. This is what I've seen size playing probably for the last like 10 years or whatever. But it just makes me think like, did size originally get it from playing ExCaL so much? Is that where size realized it was such a strong build order? Because it is pretty much exactly exactly what size does. He makes the whoa, was that a worker? That was a worker on there. He put a worker on side of on the bike. He just put a worker on the bike, didn't he? I didn't just see that. He put a worker on the bike, I'm pretty sure. Very, very interesting. So I think he's putting... Is he putting workers on because that's mined out? Or was that a mistake? Is it because that's mined out and he's saving the terrorist to do a terror attack or something like that? That would be next level if Shaye really did do that. Worker pushing on the right side now. He's going to realize that ExCal's getting that oil, I think. Yeah, you can see it anyway. He really needs to stop that if he wants ExCal to stay... I don't know if you could say ExCal's behind, but Shaye's in a good position. If he wants to stay in a good position, then it probably would try and stop ExCal's oil before he captures it. Or at least kill it as fast as possible as soon as it is captured. So Demo Jarman actually might be able to take it out. ExCaL should realize now that his V has been sniped. Is he now coming with the Raptors? So as soon as that tries to plant the explosive, the Raptors should just hit the ground. He needs to hit it fast, otherwise he will lose his oil. Oh, decent play by Shaye, and a little bit of a slow reaction there from ExCaL. ExCaL had every bit of time there to try and stop it, because he did see that V get sniped. So he had pre-warning that it was coming. But ExCaL just keeps sniping these supplies, and ExCaL is now on level 4. And there is a Pathfinder. Don't tell me the Pathfinder from over there is killing these workers. That's crazy. I think Shaye thinks he's inside of that, but it's actually just over here. That's mental. From so far away. Spectre coming in again on the main supply. If he pops his quads, he should be able to take out the Spectre again. But not sure. Supply does go down to the hole. I just want to know... I still want to know why them workers were on the bikes. Was he saving the terrorists for something else? I think that might be what he was doing. ExCal's going for secondary eco now. He's making a supply drop zone in the back of his base. This is a very important game for both people, but both players, because obviously give you a 3-2 lead. But if ExCaL loses this game, then he can probably expect to lose the reverse, because Air Force really is the overpowered general here compared to Demo. Usually you would expect Air Force to win both times, so ExCaL under a little bit of pressure here. Flashbangs do clear the bunker, but Shaye was actually quick to press evacuate that. But it's also important for Shaye, because if he manages to take this game in the reverse when he's got air, it's going to lead him to be super confident. Surely that's probably what both players are thinking. But this game is no way over, though. Supply getting taken out again. And ExCal's now 3,283 XP points. Now on a little bit more since killing that tunnel with the carpet. On the left-hand side, we've got more Vs. Interestingly, no tow missile upgrade from ExCaL. Maybe just doesn't see the value in it right now, maybe. Saving every penny. But I think if you're making this many Vs, definitely worth getting, because it increases the damage by a hell of a lot from the Vs. So yeah, the winner of this set will go on to face either DK Crazy or Caro. Those games have been played and I casted it. I know the result, but just in case you haven't seen it, I'm not going to mention it right now. But they are on my channel if you want to watch it. Raptors going down. Oh, that is bad news for ExCaL. 3 Raptors going down there. They were vetted ones as well. So Shaye's now on level 3. I don't know if he was already on level 3, or if that just sent him over level 3. ExCal's now making Tomahawk missiles. Is that a good idea? And should he be making multiple power plants like this, or should he not just be getting the cold fusion reactor? Sorry, it's a cold fusion reactor anyway, but what's it called? Advanced control rods, or whatever it's called. So snipers here. taking out the workers. Decently placed snipers from ExCaL. Something you don't often see, actually, snipers being perched on the ledge like that. Raptors coming in and take out a quad. The radar van was looking for the Pathfinder, I think. Colonel Burton here is going to go down. There's a little bit of premature attack from ExCaL. And now these V's are sitting ducks. Big push here from Shaye. This might be a deciding blow. If this actually gets inside of ExCaL's base with these buggies. No AP ammo from Shaye. Oh, Demorable Ambush has killed the entire army of ExCaL. Crazy, crazy scenes. 6,600 for ExCaL, so he can afford to replace it. I would still like to see AP ammo on these quads, though. Respect to gunship coming in. And this is decent use of gem points. ExCaL not taking off his Raptors yet, just leaving them on the ground. But actually, they're going to die. They die quicker on the ground than they do in the air. But maybe the reason he doesn't want to put them in the air is because they will literally die as soon as they take off, which they pretty much are doing. So this is an amazing attack from Shaye. Killing absolutely everything of ExCaL with the help of that Demorable Ambush. It's kind of like the battle of the overpowered support powers, really. Like the Demorable Ambush looks ridiculously overpowered. When you add up all of Air Forces, like the Fuel Air Bomb, the A-10, the Spectre, all that kind of stuff, it is probably more overpowered than the Demorable Ambush. I probably would prefer all of Air Forces. It just seems like Air Forces is the most ridiculous. That's the only thing. So all the army now for Shaye has been cleared up. Shaye has got one buggy that's running back home. ExCaL has got a decent map vision. He's got a drone on the left, drone on the right, drone in the middle, drone over here as well. Schnooks for ExCaL, just kind of chilling at the top right. And another push from Shaye here. Still no AP ammo. AP ammo would shred these V's a lot quicker, but obviously it does cost 2k though. See, the Raptor does escape because he doesn't have the upgrades. So there's more quads and buggies behind this. I think another V is going to get picked off. And here's a Raptor going to get picked off again. So this is difficult for ExCaL to deal with. He's only got Vs with Hellfires, pretty much empty Vs. Now putting some missile defenders inside of it. But that V's actually also low as well. So a big game here. We're now approaching 20 minutes. ExCaL's Chinooks are getting harassed in the middle. And ExCaL does manage to clear up all of this in his base. Only got 1,500, and we got Shaye on 2,200-ish. Shaye's still collecting from the middle. Has he got worker shoes? Yeah, he does have worker shoes. You can tell by, well, actually just by clicking on the worker, or when they drop off $83. If it's $83, that means he's got worker shoes, because you get like a 10-11% boost or whatever. So ExCaL must be worrying about his cash now. He's only got one supply drop zone. He has the supply lines upgrade, so it will drop off 1650 every time the plane comes. Spectre gunship now coming in. It's actually been used on the supply in the middle now. If it's the same level as the one before. Oh, it's actually changed position. And actually killed one or two quads there as well. And that's the supply drop zone dropping off some cash now for ExCaL. Yeah, it did look like the same level as before. I was going to say that the supply will go down to the hole, but because he changed position, he got 2 quad kills for it, but the supply actually survives. Really hoping this isn't the game that crashes, because actually at the moment it is still pretty balanced. Shaye obviously has control of the middle, but ExCaL is now actually 5-star, so he will have Leaflet, he will have A10, he will have Fuel Air Bomb probably. A10 does kill a tunnel, but that tunnel will just come back because it hasn't been killed past the hole. Raptor's still in the air, and a Terratech actually taken out there. ExCaL saw that coming a mile off because of these multiple drones. So actually what Shaye might want to do is actually move this radar van around with the quads, because you would actually find that one there. There's obviously that drone over there. There's another drone here. Take away ExCaL's vision, then you got much more of a chance. But Shaye's just choosing to keep his radar van back here nice and safe. Someone asked me in the comments on the Google versus Vivid game, how do you make your units move in formation like this or move at the same speed? So whether you're doing it with Vs and Avengers or whether you're doing it with quads and buggies like this, the way that you do it is you select your army. So let's say you select them units there, and then you press Control and F. And when you do that, when you select them, you actually get that little F appear there, and that means you've got them in formation. It does mess up the pathing sometimes, and it can lead to weird things happening. So actually, I don't use it that often, but it is a useful tool when you do want to keep your units together. Airfield going to go down here, I think, and ExCaL's not reacting to it with his Vs. There is a fuel air bomb or a leaflet or something coming. It is a leaflet, and it's going to disable 3 units. ExCaL's now going to come in with his stuff, and a rebel ambush used on the airfield. Airfield does not go down, though, but the one over there did. ExCaL's slowly picking off these Vs. Sorry, not the Vs, I mean the quads. It would be worrying if ExCaL was picking off his own Vs. I think one V is going to get picked off there, though, and that Raptor might actually go down. I thought, actually, that quad would target it, but it did not. Shaye's on 3k, so he could afford the AP ammo, and I mean, he's got enough units out to keep ExCaL busy. I just think that upgrade makes so much of a difference, because it's like a 25% extra damage on your quads, and you do have the money for it, but Shaye obviously wants to keep as much money for himself as possible. We've got Jean-Michel going to plant a timed charge on there, I believe. What's it called? Time demo bomb or whatever it's called. Cell does come in. Snipe comes in on the V. And ExCaL's looking in a pretty desperate situation. I think Shaye's going to take this one. There's just too many quads to deal with now. All ExCaL's got going for him is that one V, the ambulance. Okay, the V is going to escape. Command center is in danger. This V actually might go down. The ambulance is going to go down. Search and destroy is still there. King Raptor coming in. King Raptor does go down, so there's only one V left now. And Shaye's demo versus air is looking on fire, looking completely on point. I'm not convinced, even though I see ExCaL and Size doing this build order, so it obviously must be strong. I'm just not convinced it's the best. I think just maybe going pure Vs is probably the most all-rounded, strongest build order. But it is probably more fun to mix in the Raptors. But I just think if you're keeping your command center and you're making Raptors, you're probably sacrificing fire bases. So ExCaL didn't make any fire bases, so he wasn't able to seal off any entrance at all. So especially in the early game, he was getting attacked from multiple sides. Like sometimes tunnels and RPGs pushing down the left, and the quads just went straight down the middle to the right hand side. I think that build order just left him a little bit open, but still impressive play by ExCaL, but not getting the win against Demo. You would definitely want to have Air Force against Demo, in my view anyway. Maybe something else ExCaL could have done was probably Comanches, maybe, and just doing sell a command center, do 3 airfields, make Comanches. You can even send your first dozer aggressively down the middle. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think about ExCaL's gameplay there? It was pretty impressive, but just Shaye's demo just proved a little bit too good for that build order, I think. So yeah, GG, well played. Shaye makes it now to 3-2. Okay, jumping into the next game then. We've got OE ExCaL in the south with the purple GLA Demolition. And then in the north, we've got Shaye or Shaye St. John as the blue USA Air Force. So, Shaye, in my view here, is in a really, really good position. I mean, you probably want to take Air Force any day of the week against Demolition. So I'm probably expecting Shaye to go 4-2 up here. I might be wrong. Shaye also does like to keep his command center as Air Force. It's the only USA where you can actually afford to keep your command center and still do 2 supplies and get a war factory up at the same time. The only difference will be if you keep your command center, that your barracks will be a little bit slower, but you can still get the war factory out at the same time. And there or thereabouts, your Chinook will be dropping off some supplies roughly about the same time you want to make a V. It'll be a slightly delayed, but in a minute, well, not in a minute, in literally a few seconds, he'll be able to produce his first V. So Shaye sent his other dozer down the middle. This is very similar to the opening we saw a second ago, and ExCaL's going to almost get the tunnel up, but just decides to bail, and now goes inside of the building, and I think he now will get that tunnel up because the worker's come out the other side. As soon as it's evac'd, he's literally clicked through the building. And the dozer actually just runs away instead. So V's coming through the middle. Well, first V from the middle from Shaye. And it does take out both of the RPGs from ExCaL. And now Shaye's got his barracks. So first few units are just V's from Shaye. Does want to kill that worker. Does not want to allow the GLA to establish a flank. But actually here from ExCaL never got a tech RPG and does manage to take out one V. Instant scrap deny there from Shaye, which just you place the scaffold over it. It's a little bit of a risk, but you do deny the scrap and stop the technical from getting the scrap. ExCaL doesn't have the control of these buildings though, so if Shaye manages to get inside of those buildings, he's going to have big control in the middle. We've got a technical going down the left. We've got a tunnel being established on the left. Instant lays lock this V. I wonder if that's going to get the kill. Oh, it ran over the guys, which is the weird thing about demo. If you're right there, you can actually just run them over if they're not attacking anything. If you don't click instantly on the V, they actually can just get run over. Whereas if you do that with a toxin one, they will just explode and kill everything. So yeah, it's a bit weird. Tech RPG there from ExCaL does manage to save the worker. Kills the dozer. And somehow that V there manages to shoot over the tunnel and kill the worker, which is very interesting. This technical here from ExCaL, a little bit of an overstep, does manage to take the V down, but does go down itself. And his RPG is now going down. This is a super good start for Shaye. He's completely cleared up everything that ExCaL has sent. Even the Terratech that literally unloaded next to the V has gone down as well without killing anything. ExCaL is now under a little bit of pressure because you need to cause as much damage as possible. In the early game, you need to kill like a few Vs like Shaye did in the previous game. Maybe the occasional Schnook, maybe the occasional TT on a building. This is the first successful proper attack from ExCaL. Does manage to take out that supply on the right. But now these rangers here can be used to combat drop the buildings in the middle. They don't even really need to be combat drop. But if you go inside of there, these tunnels will then be super easy to clear out. So this will be pretty interesting. I hope this is not the game that crashes, because I've got that stuck in my head now. Because a few people messaged me saying they wanted my take on it. So I'm interested to see. The point defense laser actually was not working there for a second, I don't think, on that Schnook, but it does escape anyway. The V's here. And this is just looking so bad for ExCaL. ExCal's getting pushed back with every little attack that he's done, even with these tunnels here getting denied. Well, a TT on the War Factory now for Shaye, losing his War Factory and his barracks actually because he built it so close together. Now, why didn't Shaye just go straight down the middle there? Because ExCaL has only got like one vehicle and a couple of RPGs inside of there, but why did he not just push down the middle? Because if you close down the War Factory of GLA, you pretty much just win the game, and he had control of the middle there. I think he's just trying to deny the flank control, but is he being a little bit too passive? If he just goes down the middle now, he's probably won the game.
Let's go for it. Oh yeah.
If he's worried about a counterattack, he could just drop down a couple of fire bases, but if he just goes down the straight in the middle of the map, he could just win the game right here. TT from ExCaL. The thing is, ExCaL wants to keep Shaye in his base. That's where Shaye is going to be weakest, and that's how the game is going to get. It's going to drag on and go longer and let ExCaL back into this. But even now, even with those two TTs that are just keeping Shaye confined to his base, I think Shaye may be being a little bit too passive or a little bit scared here. I don't know why he's not pushing down the middle of the map. If you just go down the middle of the map and kill that, it's GG. I think he's just scared of a counterattack. So on the left-hand side now, Shaye's going to try and defend this. Takes out the worker, takes out a tunnel. Takes out a quad. There's loads of techs here and a big tech RPG push from ExCaL. And the technical going to go again. Well, not technical going to go down. The V's going to go down. Another V's going to go down. So lots of V's going down here. Actually, ExCaL with a fantastic attack here with the tech RPGs. Really decent. And now Shaye, literally in what, a couple of minutes, 1 or 2 minutes, the game has flipped from massively in Shaye's favor, in my view anyway, to massively now maybe 50-50 now, or maybe in ExCaL's favor. Because Shaye's going to need some amazing micro here to defend this. Point defense laser's being used amazingly. Chinook, is that going to go down? I don't think it's even going to go down, which is a bit annoying for ExCaL. Loads of Vs going down though. So there's only 2 full HP Vs and 1 low HP one left. Search and Destroy now being deployed from Shaye. I'm just missing the fire bases. Or what? If you're scared of a counterattack, why not push out and drop some fire bases down? That's what I'm just confused about. ExCaL now capturing his oil on the left. Worker denied on the left-hand side building the tunnel, but the palace is now going to be up. And ExCaL is actually doing well in terms of XP. It's not like the other one where ExCaL was way ahead in terms of XP. Shaye wants to collect from the middle. Is he actually collecting there, though? Yeah, he is. So Search and Destroy will be up very, very soon, but Shaye is lacking units because of the amount of Vs that he lost before. No ambulance in the mix as well. Oh, there's an ambulance, sorry. There is an ambulance. Search and Destroy now deployed, so he will be able to see the entire map. So he does drop that down. He can't see everything. He's quick to stop this terror attack. I think that's going to be a terror attack anyway. But actually, is the terror attack going to escape? He's going to actually kill the oil instead. And does kill the oil before Shaye even has a chance to capture it. I don't think Shaye was queuing up a ranger anyway. Quad pop on the right, and Shaye is denied from collecting in the middle. He's dropping down a supply anyway, so doubling down on that. And now Shaye is going to push through the middle, but are there going to be demo bikes out now? Because you see, because he waited so long, ExCaL is now on a palace, and the first demo bikes are coming across the map. Carpet bombers coming across the map as well. 2 bikes do go down anyway. And all the workers go down, but the war factory and the supply survive, which is the main thing for ExCaL. This building has been cleared out. Now the annoying thing for Shaye is he can't collect from the middle until these tunnels are cleared, because they will just pop out quads and stop him collecting. So he needs to stop that. Demo bikes come in from the back, and that's a massive hit. They've only got 1 V left now. Maybe he wants to think about transitioning from Vs into maybe Comanches or maybe combat Chinooks, maybe. Spectre gunship coming in is going to kill the oil for ExCaL. I think Shaye is playing for the later game. Just trying to rely on the general's promotions, but I just think he had such a big advantage earlier on. He should have capitalized on it, but he chose to play more passive. And that might come back to bite him. So far, he's still doing all right. He did lose a load of Vs there. Still clearing the tunnels here now for ExCaL. There's only 1 tunnel remaining. It's going to be probably a terror attack for ExCaL. It has got 3 things inside of it, so let's see what's inside. But actually, yeah, that's going to get stopped. And tunnel getting cleared here. There's a demo bike coming across. I think... Oh, Shaye, you need to move that. Oh, man. Oh, man. Really, really slow reaction, because he has the drone there, so he saw that coming a mile off. But ExCaL in the meanwhile has lost a lot. How many units has he got inside it? He's got like what, 4 or 5 quads or something, and the occasional demo bike. He's got a demo Jarman. There's a demo bike pushing down to the right hand side, but does go down. I probably still would prefer to be in Shaye's position. Partly just because it is Air Force. Shaye has got a load of Rangers inside of here, I think, so these quads probably don't want to go too close to it. I think they can just from range take it out. 1 quad does go down, but then Shaye is not going to be able to collect from this left side anymore. The Chinook probably going to go down. Memorable ambush kills the V and the ambulance for Shaye. That's kind of annoying as Air Force. You do not want to lose your full V army to Rebel ambush. It's really, really annoying. But he does have more Vs. This is what I like. I like to see this when you know you're against them Rebel ambush on bikes. You want to see groups of 2 or 3 maximum. Jarman Kell and Colonel Burton out. Colonel Burton does go down, sniped by Jarman. and all the quads go down as well. So this is a very, very close game so far. Firebase now going down. Demo bike coming across the map. And the V does go down. The Doge is probably going to go down. You want to cancel the Firebase. He does cancel it in time. ExCaL gets the kill on the Dozer, gets $50 for that. So what's that? He's on 5%, is he? 5% bounty. Then Majaman creeping forward here. Does he want to place some TNTs on here? Let's see. A10 comes in, completely finishes that tunnel and kills a load of workers as well. We've got ExCaL now in the middle harassing them supplies again. Would be nice maybe to see an airfield and get his Chinooks repaired for Shaye. V's clearing out everything on the right. There is a demo bike here though. Is Shaye paying attention? Doesn't look like it. More V's going to go down again. That is again annoying. You cannot look away from your V's at any point. Obviously he was distracted here, but just from experience, you want to 100% pay attention to your V's. When you know there's demo bikes out, you cannot leave them for even a second. All of his stuff going down here, and Colonel Burton once again not really succeeding in doing anything. Shaye has got decent money. He had like 2,800 there. Chinook here going down. And ExCal's putting in a real decent performance. V almost goes down from the explosion from the quad. We've got no black markets out for ExCaL. He still does not have workers' shoes. He's just pumping everything into units. This is a real close game. Got the carpet bomb on one building. I don't know if that was the best place. Maybe you could have done it here. Killed the tower and the tunnel as well. Maybe. Spectre coming across the map this time. I think it has to be one of the higher level ones to kill this. You could also fire in the middle here. He's trying to just kill the supply. I'm not sure if it will kill it though. Maybe he's just trying to kill the workers. Oh, supply does survive on just a couple of HP. I think it was because the worker was repairing it actually. Otherwise it might have gone down. So got Jarman still roaming around in the middle. I think that V is going to get sniped. So on the right, more workers getting taken out by V. Got this V still roaming around on the left. Then my Jarman is going to have to run back for a bit.
Warrior has fallen.
ExCal's low on cash. I mean, he's got 10k left on his main supply. But he's only collecting with a few workers. One of them is actually still repairing the supply. ExCal's got two vehicles in there. It's probably going to be 2 quads, isn't it? Maybe one demo bike, something like that. Jarman is still running around, can't get the shot off quite on the V. Does get it now. Another V coming in. ExCal's trying to delay this collecting as much as possible. Colonel Burton popped outside of a V and does go down to a demo bike. Those Colonel Burtons are not having any luck at all for Shaye. Demo bike does go down but takes the tower out. Showman takes out another V, and ExCal's probably going to capture these Vs for himself. He's got 3,750, Shaye has. He's dropping down a supply drop zone. This is a real close game and a low economy game now as well, because ExCal has not produced any black markets at all. So that Chinook does go down. Still haven't seen the sell on any of these supplies in the back. Maybe you want to sell one of them and get a little bit of extra cash. Shaye does have 3,250 though still. The A10 does come in and take out a tunnel. But that tunnel will just be rebuilt. Tunnel does go down there as well. I can hear another snipe. We've got V versus V now because ExCaL managed to take out the pilot and then took it for himself. Was that Colonel Burton again? Don't tell me that was Colonel Burton again. Oh, poor guy, man. Why does Shaye keep putting Colonel Burton inside of V? I'm pretty sure that was that was a Colonel Burton. Oh, man. I don't know why he keeps producing it. He must have lost so much money because it's like 1,500 a pop. Or is it more for that? I think it's 1,500. These single Vs are not having any luck versus Jarman. Obviously, if you just got one V by itself, as soon as it gets sniped, that's your whole army dead. So maybe Shaye wants to think about mixing in a few more Vs, but I think he's scared of Demo Bikes from Demo Rebel Ambush. Doesn't want to have too many together, because I think we're due a Demo Rebel Ambush very soon. ExCal's still collecting from the middle. Spectre gunship coming in. A-10 coming in, and actually, sorry, not A-10, B2 bomber, carpet bomb, whatever. Tunnel goes down. One quad did go down. The RPG went down there as well. ExCal's still collecting from in the middle, though, so he's ahead in terms of economy. But Shaye does have a supply drop zone. Does he have supply lines? No, he doesn't. It does cost 800 to get supply lines, though, so you kind of got to speculate to accumulate over a longer period of time. Maybe in a low eco game like this, it's probably not worth getting. ExCaL is setting a charge on that building, and also this terror bike is gonna actually go for the power. ExCaL, I think he's trying to work his way up to level 5. Cell comes in on this supply, which is the best thing to do. You don't want to let the opponent get the kill on that. I'm trying to keep a close attention to who's got what and who may be in the lead, because if this is the game that crashes, so let's say it crashes any second now, then who is in the lead? I think you probably say ExCaL, because that Jarman is just doing such good work, and he's also got 2 supplies in the middle. But Shaye also has a supply drop zone, whereas ExCaL has no secondary eco, and also you've got Search and Destroy, you've got the carpet, you've got Spectre, you've got A-10. You're probably going to have fuel air bomb and all that stuff later, leaflet when you get to level 5. Combat Nuke comes in. Does he want to reveal that now? And these two Vs are under threat. Whoa. I don't even know how Shaye saved those Vs. He used the X key. Was that just bad targeting from ExCaL? I'm not 100% sure, but these 2 combat nukes, they can probably just fly across the map. There's no AP bullets. Doesn't want to be too indecisive with these combat nukes. Probably just wants to fly in. I mean, as soon as you see there's only 2 quads, you probably just want to fly in and kill them. Oh, there's another 2 though. ExCaL was saving a few. So actually, I'd say if this is the game that crashes, probably say ExCaL is still massively in the lead. Well, now he is anyway. So everything that Shaye has thrown at ExCaL, ExCal's just had an answer for it. Demo bike, I think that's going to go for the dozer or probably the supply drop zone. I probably would get for the supply drop zone. Might even kill the dozer as well if you're lucky. Supply drop zone does go down, and that's the whole of Shaye's economy dead. Combat Nuke is collecting in the middle. A little bit brave considering this quad zone. ExCaL has pretty much now complete control of the middle. Spectre gunship does take out 1 quad. Going to take out the other quad as well. Really, really good at taking out quads, it looks like. Demo Jarman sniped another V, and Shaye is looking in tatters, to be honest. I think ExCal's taking it. I think ExCaL is going to equalize here and bring it back to 3-3. Demo Rebel Ambush takes out the pretty much only army of Shaye. I can't see any way Shaye's going to win this now. GG, Shaye knows it. GG. I really think Shaye threw that game, you know. I can't help but think that he threw it away. Because in that mid-game when I said, why doesn't Shaye just push down the middle now? If he'd have pushed down the middle then and built 1 or 2 fire bases back at home, or just a few Vs and missile defenders or whatever, even if some TTs came in, and he lost pretty much every bit. Even if he lost every building in his base apart from his command center, because the demo's not going to kill your command center anytime soon. Even if you lost everything, just with them few Vs, unless you stand on a demo trap, them Vs could have just finished the game. It was as simple as that. ExCaL had one technical and a load of RPGs at that point in the game when I said it. And then later on, he did have a few more techs and he did that big push down the left. But that's because Shaye waited. I think Shaye threw that game at that point. I think he was too maybe passive, and maybe he was too comfortable and confident that he was going to win it in the long run. But yeah, he probably agrees. He's probably watched that replay back himself, and he probably thinks, oh, if I just pushed down the middle here, this would have been GG. I honestly don't know why, but that's like the kind of meta you see now. You see players dropping down a fire base in front of the war factory in the barracks, so the GLA can't camp your production. And then you just see the Vs move out, and it's GG. So yeah, I think Shaye threw that one, but still a fantastic game. If Shaye had pushed down the middle and killed ExCaL at that point, yeah, he would have got the win, but we wouldn't have seen a 22-minute epic replay. So GG, well played to both players, but especially ExCaL coming back from that when I thought he was, I thought he'd honestly lost the game, but ExCaL somehow bringing it to 3-3, so 3 apiece. Okay, so now on game number 7, we are on Canyon of the Dead, and we got ExCaL now in the orange color. Maybe he's now he's warmed up, he's changed from purple to orange. He's now as the USA Vanilla. And in the bottom left, we've got Shaye, actually with the China tank. This is going to be interesting for me, because I think Shaye's China tank is actually very good, and especially when you don't have the scaffold blocking abuse thing. Shaye actually is very, very good at that scaffold blocking thing. So like when you build a fire base, let's say ExCaL builds a fire base, and that's the fire base. You build a barracks in front of it, just the scaffold, and the fire base actually can't shoot over it. So what it does, it lets your gats get really nice and close to the fire base without taking any damage. Shaye's really, really good at that. But we're under World Series rules. Fair play rules apply, which is basically you're not allowed to do that. So yeah, so basically everything I just said over the last minute is pointless information. But if we were playing with absolutely no rules, Shaye would absolutely be winning this game, because he's really, really good at doing that. So let's see how ExCaL is gonna deal with Shaye's aggression. One thing, I was speaking to Freestyler after he lost. I think he lost this matchup against Shaye on this game. And what he does, most players will send one gat and one gat to the left and to the right, but what Shaye does, he actually groups them together and pushes down one side, and it looks like he's doing exactly the same here. So he gets both gats together and pushes down one side, so there's not just going to be one V there to deal with it. There's going to have to be more than that, because there's 2 gats. And then maybe with the second wave, let's see what he does with the second wave. So second wave, one's going down the middle and one's going down the right. It's interesting to look at, because some other streamers or commentators will just comment, okay, there's gats coming across the map like every other tank game. But actually, if you stop and think about it for a second, he's sent 2 gats down one side, and then on the other side he sent another 2 gats, whereas normally players will funnel them one at a time down the entrances. So yeah, there's again maybe pros and cons to both, but it's just something that I noticed that Shaye does. Shaye now has a hell of a lot of gats outside of ExCaL's base. Laser lock coming in from ExCaL. Does manage to take out one gat. One missile defender goes down, and V taking a lot of damage. This gat here taking some damage as well, but simultaneously another attack from Shaye on this right side. There's another fire base. Sorry, one fire base, not another. I don't know why I'm seeing fire bases. There's only one gat left now. These Vs will just clear that up nice and easy. Let's see, is Shaye going to make a fast propaganda center? He has made a propaganda center. It's not as fast as some people. That's another variation in this matchup. Some people will make, well, for example, if you watch Google play tank, he will make 2 gats and then he'll straight away get the chain gun upgrade, which we don't see Shaye have now. So that's one difference. Ooh, this tower's weird, you know, because when you're doing a flame wall, oh, he's going to kill himself. When you're doing a flame wall, the damage doesn't just come from one direction. The damage is like kind of all over. So I think the game recognizes it as like just an all over damage. So you've just got to kind of pray that the damage is detected from this side and not that side. In that case, it was detected from that side. So if it's detected from that side, if you're shooting it from that side, for example, with a gat or whatever, it falls in that direction and kills it. But yeah, flame wall in that case is bad news for Shaye. I mean, the flamer probably wasn't that much of a use anyway. There's another firebase. So now I can say another firebase. Okay, we're getting tanks out now for ExCaL. We've got Crusaders out. Search and Destroy going to be deployed very, very soon. And ExCaL is looking in a very, very strong position. Once you get a decent amount of Crusaders out, it's going to be very, very hard for tank. What I probably would like to see from Shaye is maybe Emperor Overlords. Shaye's placed the beacon. For anyone wondering why he can't see the strategy center, but he does get the little notification with the triangle once. So as soon as you see that triangle, you need to place that beacon down. Even if you don't have the minimap, I think. Or maybe he just did it by sound. Yeah, maybe he did it by sound, actually. Do it by sound, because the sound is traceable. As soon as you hear it, you go over to where you hear it. Maybe he did it by sound, yeah. Okay, so we've got the Vs now going down the south and going to kill the oil. Is predicting that Shaye is going to make a Black Lotus. Which probably going to be very, very soon, if not already. Shaye's actually making a couple of tank hunters. I think he's going to go inside of this bunker here. But I think that's because we've got so many Crusaders out for ExCaL. Got 4 Crusaders so far. I don't know how many Shaye can see. We know there's... Well, Shaye knows there's at least 1 or 2. But we know there's actually 4. And it'd be interesting for me if actually ExCaL gets the composite armor. Because that makes the tanks like 25% stronger or harder to kill. Oil at the top also going to go down. But RNEV is going to get caught out of place. 1V is going to get caught with the ECM. Does go down. No chain guns still for Shaye. Another V caught out of position. Maybe even another one. ExCaL does get out there. Eventually. And only loses 2 Vs. But that's the first couple of mistakes we saw from ExCaL. It's probably... You probably could say it's been pretty perfect up until that point. ExCaL's now going to push forward with a few Vs. That's probably just going to get in the base and cause big, big damage. Could at least pick off a few units. Maybe you want to pick off a dozer. He's just going to send 1 V straight into the base. Going to pick off this dozer here. V's taking out the war factory. Propaganda center going down as well. Gat goes down. War factory's gone down. This is bad news for Shaye. Has Shaye got another dozer? I think he does. Yeah, over here. He's got a command center as well, actually. And this V is still going to run around. Even if this V dies, it's already pretty much paid for itself because the war factory killed... I think they killed the barracks. Killed the propaganda center. It's also a massive scout and a massive delay to Shaye. He's still got to chase this around. Meanwhile, there's another V coming in. It's going to take out the speaker tower. So Shaye's going to be left chasing this now. He's going to build the propaganda center back right in the deep in his base. Did not make a Lotus, I don't think, because the drone is still there. Ooh, that's annoying for Shaye that the supply did go fully down. Second war factory being deployed again from Shaye. But an attack here on the right. I think he's taking out a V. He's taking out 2 Vs actually with the dragon tank. And we've got Gat here now from Shaye as well.
Gun barrel spinning. Rapid fire.
That's going to harass ExCaL a little bit. ExCaL quick to pull his Chinook, but there is another one there. It's going to die. It needs to be pulled. It is being pulled now. And Shaye is now pushing here, but ExCaL is repaired. At least that building. I don't know if he's repaired that one as well, but these are full HP buildings that you probably don't want to go near with your Gats. Now, does Shaye want to transition into napalm MiGs? It's an expensive upgrade, but maybe it's something he wants to do. These Crusaders now are going to be so difficult to deal with. ExCaL just wants to stay away from that tower because I'm pretty sure it's got them 2. Oh, it's got 1 tank hunter in from before, but probably just go this way. I'm struggling to see how Shaye's going to deal with that. These units here from ExCaL caught our position a little bit. There's lockdown 1V, but actually he doesn't get the kill on it. And now he's going to hang around too much, a little bit too hesitant there. And these Crusaders are going to come in anyway. I don't think it made too much difference if he killed that V or not. These Crusaders are still just going to come in and kill everything. And that's exactly what's going on. This is a really, really nice combo from ExCaL and Shaye. Throws in the towel. GG, well played. ExCaL with a really solid performance there. Only made a couple of mistakes, which was just losing them couple of Vs on the hill at the top. But apart from that, it's pretty much the only mistakes. Yeah, GG, well played to ExCaL, makes it 4-3. Okay, jumping into the next game, we now have ExCaL back in his traditional color. We've got OOE ExCaL as the purple China tank. And then in the top right, got the reverse of before, so Shaye is now with the USA Vanilla as the blue in the north. So someone asked me in the previous, one of my previous casts that I did uploaded recently, what does China Vanilla mean, or what does USA Vanilla mean? Does it mean bland? Someone said that. It doesn't mean bland. It means you're the vanilla faction. So you're the standard faction. It's not USA Air Force. It's not USA Laser. It's not USA whatever. Not USA Super Weapon. You're just the standard USA. It just means like standard. So yeah, you could also say USA Standard. Just the term that everyone uses for it is just USA Vanilla or China Vanilla or GLA Vanilla or whatever. So yeah, I think the USA Vanilla here has the advantage. If played perfectly, I don't really see a way that tank should be able to win if the Vs are microed 100% perfectly with no lag, if the fire bases are placed down correctly, if the laser locks are on point and you don't throw away any Vs and stuff like that, with the help of these bunkers as well and this bunker. I don't really see any way tank should be winning if it was played by like a supercomputer or whatever, but it just depends. Are the Vs going to be microed 100% correctly? Because there's no guarantee that that's going to happen. ExCaL has also made an outpost and a GAT as the first unit, so the outpost is used to detect the drone and kill the drone, so very, very smart from ExCaL. You also see Logic could do that as well, make an outpost as the first unit. I recommend probably sticking that in your build order rather than just spamming GATs, make an outpost and take out that drone, because then what you cannot see is when he's upgrading to a propaganda center, when you know he's cut production for a few seconds to drop down that propaganda center. I recommend mixing in that outpost to kill that first drone. We've got a GAT making its way through to the base, but it's actually going to run straight into the fire base. And then on the left, these Vs are going to have to fight these GATs. It is kiting them pretty nicely, and the GATs are going to take a little bit of damage, but they're going to continue that push forward. Propaganda center now getting dropped down by ExCaL, but there is another wave of GATs coming at Shaye. Shaye's micro so far has been pretty much on point. Apart from that V there, looks like a V did go down. And this V here is getting chased away pretty low as well. Laser lock coming in here. And ExCal's aggression is proving to be a lot more successful than Shaye's was. Shaye losing some units here. And over here is keeping ExCaL busy as much as he can. There is a GAT now in the base, but actually laser locks again on point. Chinook's taking a little bit of damage here from Shaye. So I think Shaye's going to hold on, but the aggression from ExCaL has worked out a lot better than it did in the reverse that we just saw. Propaganda center is now established. Again, 3 minutes 15. I think some people can do that a lot faster. That's the other thing I was going to say before. Some people just make like 3 GATs and then they drop down the propaganda center. Some people drop 4 GATs and then make the propaganda center. Whereas some people like ExCaL just made like probably like what, 10 units and then he made his propaganda center. So Shaye has a nice decent amount of V's out now. He's also dropping this down his strategy center. He's also going to go for the kill on the oil. So it's quite a similar game to before. I just think Shaye's defense has been a little bit more ropey than ExCal's was, but not massively. He hasn't taken any much damage on his Chinooks. He hasn't lost any Chinooks that he's had to replace, but he did lose the occasional V and the occasional missile defender. And now this attack actually might be pretty hard to deal with. He needs Crusaders out, which he is doing. So he's pretty much copying what ExCaL did before, but he's just not got a fire base here. And it's going to be pretty hard for ExCaL with the Crusaders, because the Crusaders just require so much attention to deal with. Like 1 ECM per Crusader is needed, but then your ECMs are needed here. But these GATs are actually in a decent position just to cause some damage there to the Chinooks and just chase that away. There is a V in ExCal's base taking out 1 dozer. Going to take out the other dozer as well. So everyone at the moment is making jokes about how ExCaL always dozer hunts on it, and he pretty much does in loads of his games. I haven't seen him do it in the World Series, but he does, like especially in like team games like on DEF CON and stuff when I've played with him. seen Dozer Hunt quite a few times, but it's actually funny that ExCaL has now been Dozer Hunted himself, so a little bit of a taste of his own medicine there. But I mean, it is part of the game, so it is annoying when it happens, and it seems like it's the lamest thing ever. But it is part of the game. If you don't want to get Dozer Hunted, you don't sell your command center. It's quite simple. But I will still complain about it when it happens to me as well, because it is frustrating and annoying. Because often if you do keep your command center, your early game is going to be slower and you're going to die some other way. ExCal's playing this differently, so he is making the Emperor, and he also has got the oil at the bottom right, whereas Shaye is a lot slower to kill that oil, so therefore ExCaL has got it. The Black Lotus did get taken out though, so I don't know if really the I can't even speak today. The Black Lotus has even paid for itself, because the oil gets captured, gets 1,000, but the Black Lotus costs like 1,850 or something. So yeah, I think she probably just broke even at very best. That was weird. Was that guy inside the tower? Did he evac? I thought he was inside the tower, so I'm struggling to see how that gat killed the guy inside of the tower. We've got Crusaders out for Shaye, but that's going to be hard to deal with the Emperor. Again, I keep panicking, thinking this is the game that's gonna crash. And then I'm going to have to check who the game was given to, because I actually don't know. But I'm hoping it's not this one. I'm hoping maybe it's a later one. Big damage caused here to ExCaL's army, and the Crusaders just going to move in now, and that Emperor's gone down. Didn't really achieve much at all. But ExCaL was kind of under time pressure. I mean, he's lost his Dozer. He does have the chain gun upgrade, but there's just so many Crusaders out, and the more and more fire bases that he drops, the harder it's going to be. But I love Crusaders. I love the way they... I love their skin. I love their, well, the model or whatever you want to call it. Big engagement here. This means everything, this engagement. Crusaders going down left, right, and center though, because these tank hunters in the back. But I would probably still say Shaye has the big advantage, because he has all the fire bases, he has the better army. ExCaL is Dozer hunted. The oil got taken out. There's Emperors. Again, coming across the map now. A10 coming in. I think once that hits, it pretty much is the nail in the coffin. You can pretty much say ExCaL is going to be out. It's going to be on one War Factory production, but he's only going to be on one supply anyway, so it doesn't make that much of a difference. And there's 825. I mean, he's going to probably fight to the death, but I think this is a pretty comfortable victory here from this point for Shaye. The Emperor does manage to take out one V, even though that V had Search and Destroy, which is pretty amazing actually. But there are so many Crusaders out, and the fire bases is going to require some extraordinary micro from ExCaL. In fact, this is so slow, it doesn't really even come down to the micro from ExCaL. It's not actually that difficult to try and make the most of these. It's probably more comes down to Shaye, but I really still think ExCaL can't win this one. He's going to try and pick off the Dozer probably, but I think there's a command center anyway, because obviously we saw the A10. So a big engagement here, but the Crusaders are just causing so much damage to that Emperor. I think that's going to be game. Yeah, GG. Well played to Shaye. Really nice defense. Not as convincing as ExCaL's defense though, I will say that, but still, he gets the job done. I mean, ExCaL did it pretty much flawlessly beside losing a couple of Vs, so it's pretty much hard to beat that, but yeah, Shaye did fantastic, and takes it to 4-4. Okay, so we're jumping into game... What number is this? Game number 9? Yeah, game number 9. So we're well and truly into this. Yet again, we've got ExCaL now in the top left with the China Vanilla in the purple. Back to his traditional color again. And then the bottom right, we've got Stealth for Shaye in the blue. So again, an imbalanced matchup. You're probably going to pick Stealth to win both instances of this. But people have been talking about how ExCaL's China used to be super solid and hard to beat back in the day. I don't know if they're talking about just China mirrors or just China in general. But he probably is up against it here, because if Shaye just goes over here, which he is doing with his first worker, if he just builds a tunnel there and you get control of this left-hand side and you block China out, it is hard to win. But yeah, maybe ExCaL's got something special planned for this one. ExCaL looks like he's going for the oil capture. It does get the veterancy on the Red Guard, which is an interesting choice because Red Guard are only going to be pretty much useful at this point in the game. Terrorists just go down there. Yeah, so you actually, by getting the veterancy on the Red Guard, you're actually sacrificing like mines or an extra level on the artillery and stuff like that later. You're probably going to want the extra level on the artillery because veterancy isn't that good, really. Doesn't make him like insanely strong or anything like that, I don't think. But yeah, ExCaL maybe is going to get all the oils here. It looks like he's going to get the middle one at least. I think he is going to get the middle one. He's going to be denied this one, but he's going to probably get his one at home. He's probably going to get his one at home. Shaye has established a tunnel on the left-hand side, so it might be a battle of the oils versus the supplies, maybe. This one in the middle does get denied. Shaye... Oh, Shaye's denied them all. Well played, Shaye. I'm impressed with that. Did not expect him to deny them all. Apart from, obviously, he can't deny every single one. He's not denied this one, but he's denied the middle. He's denied that one. He's denied that one. That's really, really impressive, considering they were already capturing. That's really, really impressive. What's Shaye got planned behind this? He's dropping down a supply on this left side. ExCaL has dropped down mines here, though, so probably wants to be careful with that technical. There's another Red Guard in the middle now. This is keeping Shaye busy, I suppose. But Shaye is getting XP every time he kills these. He did get a few XP there. He's gone inside of this building with loads of RPGs. There's 5 RPGs inside of there. Looks like both players are playing super on point. Flame are going to try and clear out this middle, and I don't know if it's going to be successful actually, because there is a technical and a quad here, so that does go down. Would like to now see the RPGs put back inside of that building. If he holds that position, that's a really, really dangerous position for China Vanilla. Again, there's that word, by the way, China Vanilla, because it's a standard China. There is a flamer here now. It's going to get taken out. I need to see more workers here from Shaye. It's all right building the supply, but if you're only collecting on one worker, it's actually not that great. Shaye's not going for his oils just yet. He does have 1,800, so he can get them. What's that? Oh. ExCaL's back over there. Oh, and Shaye's, it's just out of Shaye's reach. ExCaL does have that other oil back there. And ExCaL's now pushing forward. He's making a propaganda center back at home. ExCaL's doing surprisingly well. He's doing amazing. He's got a massive oil lead. He's got this supply. He's dropping down a GAT. This is like some insane China play. I think China's good on this map when you manage to seal off some entrances and take a head-on fight somewhere. So like, let's say these flame walls stay here. Let's say you get a Gatling cannon here or some mines or whatever, and you just take an engagement like on this left side. Taking on an engagement. I think that's when you're at your best as China, because GLA can transport units across the map very, very quick just by teleporting through the tunnels. Whereas China cannot do that. So you don't want to take a head-on engagement in 3 places as China. You want to take a head-on engagement in 1 place. There's lots of quads here, though, and their buildings are loaded with RPGs, so China's units are going to get picked off a little bit. But this GAT and this bunker is in a really, really annoying place, and these quads are getting a little bit stuck. Quad's pushing down the left, and that's where this supply is going to be weakest. Supply probably going to go down now. Shaye is building a Stinger, and he's capturing his own oil back, which is decent. A Stinger will automatically start firing at it, though, and Shaye's also killing his own oil that he's actually capturing back, which is a bit weird with the quad as well, so he's actually manually clicked that. Inferno Cannon's now out for ExCaL, and they're actually going to be pretty powerful because I don't think Shaye is on a palace yet. He's only dropping down a palace now, so he's way behind in terms of tech. And the reason for that is he's just behind in the oils, so he's only just got this oil now. So ExCaL looking in a really, really strong position, and Shaye does not want to lose this one, surely. Because, I mean, if you're going to lose against China Vanilla on this map and then have to face the reverse against Stealth, oh, that is going to be a hard game to win against ExCaL when he's playing this good. ExCaL dropping down in more bunkers. Oh, it's going to get picked off, though, to the quads. It does go down. Don't know if ExCaL cancelled it. I wasn't actually watching the cache at that point. But these quads are getting minced by the Infernos. More quads coming in from the side. So one Inferno tank. Is it Inferno tank? Inferno cannon? Yeah, Inferno cannon. I thought that sounded weird. Inferno cannon. There we go. I'm sure there are tanks that look like that, though. But maybe... I'm thinking of, like... Again, I keep going like back to World War II and stuff. What's that? There's like a massive German tank. I don't think it's a Panzer. It's like a super, super powerful tank. I don't think it can actually rotate its turret, but it's actually a super, super powerful tank. Can't actually remember what it's called. It's like a really beastly tank with like insane damage, but it can't actually rotate its turret, I don't think. It can only move it like up and down. Again, I might be imagining this. Sometimes I am known to imagine things. So a couple of Inferno cannons. I will get that right. Inferno cannons now taken out. This bunker is somehow outranging a tunnel. I swear ExCaL's units. What did I tell you about the purple color? Literally, by taking purple, you get 20% extra range. Look at the range on that bunker. That's insane. That's maxing out the range of the bunker. Another bunker going down for ExCaL. It's bunkering all sides. That oil still exists. This one does too. Maybe Shaye wants to think about maybe doing a TT there. There's a big push down the left again with the quads. A load of them keep dying. This is a terror attack, I think. Yeah, terror attack from ExCaL. He does have the chain gun as well. More quads going down. Shaye is throwing away loads of units. And ExCaL's almost on 3 stars. So when he gets to 1500 XP, which is when my mouse cursor is there, he will be on 3 stars. So he'll have carpet, mines, artillery. ExCaL just throwing down bunkers left, right, and center. If I was in Shaye's position, I'd be a little bit worried now because this China army here is proving to be pretty formidable, and because it's because you can't really go round or anything like that because of this water. You can't like do a flank and try and kill these Infernos. You have to take this head-on engagement, which is what I was talking about before. And because you have to take that engagement, that's why China is looking so strong here. So this battle bus is pretty much the only way he's going to be able to take out these Infernos. I suppose the other way, maybe buggies would be a way to take them out. But again, when you're taking a head-on engagement, you might actually lose the buggies to the Infernos. So a load of units did go down there. He took out like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units. I think mostly they were GATs. But ExCaL's now on 1700. So here comes the artillery. Here comes the carpet. Is Shaye going to pop out any units? Carpet does kill a load of workers. Kills the scaffold on the tunnel. Artillery going to come in, I imagine, here. Yep. Quad in the back, causing a bit of harassment. Only kills 1 truck? Yeah, 1 truck. Well, the other truck does escape. And Shaye is pushing now in the middle. Maybe realizing that he's going to lose here, he needs to gain some ground elsewhere. But yeah, once you concede this area, that's real bad times because you're giving up 2 full supplies. I mean, at least Shaye has collected some of the money from here. And he is still pushing around, though, with these quads and with this battle bus. But wants to get that battle bus inside of that tunnel fast. Because otherwise this battle bus is going to get stuck. Because now there's no other tunnel for it to go inside. So ExCaL is on a mission here. He's pushing back Shaye. All over the place. Shaye does still have the middle, and he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 markets. He's got an oil there, oil here. So I think we've only got maximum this game and 2 others left at the very max. So I mean, one of the next 3 games, or maybe this one is going to crash. And so I need to keep track of everything. Like, who's in the lead? Yeah, I suppose unless we're going to rewatch the replay just to double check. Battle bus comes through the middle and going to catch the MiGs out of place, actually. MiGs are on the airfield. So ExCaL was on 2,200 XP, whereas Shaye is now on 1,800. So Shaye will have the bounty. Does he have a command center drop down there? I don't know if he's getting the bounty or not. He's killing the propaganda center now as well. But Shaye is now losing control of the middle. Shaye's on 2,000 XP. I need to just see if Shaye's getting the bounty or not, because he's got the command center now, so he should be. I think it's just a little tiny bit late, though. That's the thing. So his engagements on both places here. I suppose here is the main thing. ExCaL's now fast expanded to another supply. Shaye is on the bounty. ExCaL's going to lose a lot of gats here, but the chain gun is going to take the HP of the bus down quite a bit as well. He just wants to stop the bus's mobility. That's what he wants to stop. Whereas ExCaL's still pushing here. One of his Inferno cannons is going to take a bit of damage here to this tunnel, a little bit too close. Does move the Infernos back, wants to just tank the damage with the Gatling tanks. Battle bus is still roaming around. Battle bus has not been microed at the moment, but it is now. But the battle bus is probably going to get stuck. I can't see any way out for them guys inside. If you're an RPG guy inside of there, you're probably going to go down at some point. See the HP on it does go down quite a bit, actually. It is going to go down. Going to take a lot with it, but those gats can just be repaired, actually. So ExCaL now has complete control of the map. The only thing that he needs to worry about killing now is that oil, which is pretty exposed, actually, and probably that one. Carpet and artillery can kill that with ease. Carpet now coming in on this one. Sometimes you'll see players actually use the carpet, see if it hits, and then use the artillery to finish it. Might be what ExCaL's doing now. Because if you fire the carpet and the artillery at the same time, the player might pop his quads and might stop the carpet. But yeah, weird the artillery is not coming yet. Maybe it's due any second now. So tunnel does go down. Rebel in position to capture ExCaL's oil, but I'm not sure that's going to make too much of a difference. Never Black Market going down for Shaye. So Shaye is on 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 markets. All of them will be real. He just upgraded that other one. Shaye needs to protect and... I almost said protect and serve then, like the US police are supposed to do. Protect and serve. He does need to protect and serve that oil derrick, that's for sure. ExCaL's trying to push here, and this is a bad attack actually from ExCaL, because pretty much everything's going to go down. Unless this is just a distraction attack. Which actually doesn't look like it. I wonder very much if this is going to be the game that crashes. And if it does, who would you give the advantage to right now? Probably still would give it to ExCaL, although since this attack here, it's not for sure, because Shaye still has this oil at the top, and ExCaL's oil at the top is now in danger. Angry Mob is taken out by his MiGs. Does not have the MiG armor upgrade. I would like to see that. Flame tank's getting in the base now, and there is still one guy in the Angry Mob. It's not a mob anymore, it's just an angry. Just one guy. Just an angry guy. Flame tank's causing big damage to Shaye's economy now. 2 markets have gone down so far. This one's going to be sold. ExCaL's reforming his defense here, but he did lose his top oil. He's one truly collecting from the middle though. And Shaye might lose another market. It's going to lose some HP on it. But that oil did go down. But this oil still exists. But here comes the artillery now. And the what the hell? I could have sworn that carpet was just used. Just shows how fast the cooldown is on this carpet. It's going to kill the palace. Interesting choice. Does kill it completely, actually, and probably is a good choice. But some other players you would see actually just go for the oil here. But he probably wants to just stop the battle buses coming out so we can actually push with this army. Maybe that's why. Maybe just wants to stop him producing more markets. The palace is now going down. suppose Jean-Monkel is another thing you stop him, but that oil is still giving loads and loads of hits, loads and loads of cash, not XP, to Shaye. But look at the amount of gats here, the chain gun gats, just shredding that burst completely. Pretty sure, even if this game crashed now, I just give the game to ExCaL. I can't really see any way ExCaL can lose this. I mean, maybe when Shaye gets to level 5 and gets the Anthrax Bomb and gets not carpet, gets Sneak Attack, maybe then. But these Infernos and the Chain Gun Gats and the ECMs, really, really nice mix from ExCaL. ExCal's just doing so well. Chain Gun Gats just wrecking the quads here. AP ammo as well, AP ammo quads, but the Gats are just doing so well. Actually, I say that Shaye has turned that engagement round. He's going to now vet up all his quads. Doesn't want to vet up that one because it's actually more powerful without the scrap. But Shaye's losing all of his base. Shaye's losing another market. Was there a market there as well? I think he's lost even another market. At least he's protected that oil. Protect and served that oil at the top. ExCaL actually flamed loads of his own units there. There's more units streamed across the map. There's probably an EMP coming in now from ExCaL. So yeah, Shaye's not done too badly, but I just think now this game is decided because he's just lost so much of his secondary eco. Anthrax Bomb coming in, actually. It's going to take out that whole army. Because these Infernos, they're like, their armor is like paper. More flamers going through the middle. CC in the War Factory probably going to go down as well. There is one more quad here. Still a tunnel there that could have been cancelled from Shaye. Shaye's losing his CC, losing his arms dealer. I think Shaye's out of this one. So Shaye's going to have to win China Vanilla versus Stealth on Sand Scorpion in the next game to stay in this. Because I mean, Shaye's not out completely here, but he's only got 4 quads. Another arms dealer. Command center going back up. Suddenly, ExCaL doesn't have that many units on the screen. Carpet bomb coming in, but I mean, this oil has just been left the whole time. This carpet's going to achieve what? Okay, it's going to... Oh, it's not going to achieve anything. The problem is that the artillery is probably still on cooldown, but I would just... Maybe then killing the palace earlier on, maybe kill that oil, because it's been keeping Shaye in the game pretty much. It's worth 1.6 black markets. So I might have to take back what I said before. If the game crashes now, I actually don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. There's chain gun gats coming out on top again. And Shaye's throwing away his whole army. That was not a good engagement for Shaye. More gats coming across the screen. ExCaL sold his supplies back in his base, selling that one as well. Maybe you want to sell that and a couple of these bunkers. Maybe that speaker tower is not of use anymore. ExCaL probably wants to throw everything into this. If Shaye gets onto Sneak Attack and an Anthrax Bomb, maybe he is not out. ExCaL still has that oil. Shaye has the oil at the top of the map. Pop of quads here. This chain gun gas is just so strong. Is that worker going to be stopped making the CC? It might be. Yeah, it's going to get stopped making the CC. No worker making the CC, but the chain gun gats are just, again, wrecking these quads. Shaye keeps taking these engagements, but probably would have been better off just selling this and just retreating back into the tunnel and pop a little bit later on when you've got more quads to deal with it, and maybe when this CC is finished. Keeps throwing away the quads, but ExCaL just streaming his units still across the map. Loads of tank hunters now as well. Has he just spammed them out of his barracks? Ooh, I can hear a rebel ambush. Rebel ambush is over here. Probably just a scout more than anything. It's a sneak attack now on the top, sorry, left-hand side. But I'm not sure he's going to pop anything out of there. Because, oh, there's a hijacker in a flame tank. Needs to sell that back, that market. The pressure is on Shaye here. This is like AOD Super Edition, Super Micro Edition. Ooh, another hijacker was coming out of the barracks just then. But he ran straight into his death. Shaye is desperately trying to hold on here. He does not want to throw away a stealth versus China vanilla game. I'm just struggling to see. I mean, 3 quads. Okay, he's got AP ammo. I'm just struggling to see how he's going to defend these buildings. All ExCaL has to do is just do a couple of flame balls, and these quads are forced back. Palace is now in big danger. Shaye just throws in the towel. GG. I don't think that's the game that crashed. I'm pretty sure if it crashed, then the game would just end. But the fact that Shaye surrendered, and it, to me, looked like ExCaL had won that. So it must be one of the next 2 games, if there is 2 games, that we're going to actually going to see. So yeah, one of them very soon is going to crash. Really well played from ExCaL. I did say at the beginning, someone had told me, or a few people had said, that ExCal's China was super good, and I do think that map suits China as long as you manage to block off the entrances as well. But I think ExCaL took the lead as soon as he managed to get the oils, even though they were all denied at first. Shaye then let him slip and actually let ExCaL get the oils, and I think that's what sent ExCaL ahead. That, combined with the amazing decision making of going Inferno Cannons on that left side island, was a really decent move. So yeah, GG. ExCaL goes 5-4 up. So jumping into game number 10, and again we're seeing a full series here, aren't we? We're seeing pretty much every single game. It's not like a 6-0 walkover or anything like that. We're getting our money's worth here, considering we're paying nothing to see. Well, the sponsors are, but for free we're seeing so we're getting our free money's worth. Right, we've got ExCaL in the bottom right. We've got GLA Stealth in the purple, back to his normal color. Top left we've got Shaye with the China Vanilla. He is making a fast barracks, and he is in the blue color. So he's probably going to be going for the fast oil capture as well. Oh, this looks like it's something dodgy. This looks like double helix. Okay, now this is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting. Double helix. This is going to be a bunkerlix. A bunkerlix and a Gatlix. And the reason he did a scaffold there was just to throw ExCaL off. If he's doing a waypoint scout, he detects a building there, he detects a normal build order, but actually now Shaye's cancelled that. If ExCaL scouts it now, he can probably predict that there's going to be 2... maybe... I don't think this is predictable, to be honest. I don't think ExCaL will be waypoint scouting. So... this is going to be interesting. And the fact that Shaye has actually sent his red guard to the middle as well. Oh, and to here. It probably indicates that Shaye is actually going for an eco build and going for the... Actually going for the longer game. But actually, it's going to be two helixes. One full and one with a Gatling cannon. And ExCaL is actually going over here to search for the oil. So he's completely fooled so far. And there is a hijacker now in Shaye's base. So one of the dozers is at least going to get found out. And there is a technical in the base as well. 2 helixes coming across the map. There are 2 quads out already. Remember, Shaye cannot lose any games from this point on. Technical. Oh, technical does go down actually to the mine. So there's a worker in his base though. The helixes are coming across, and actually the first quad goes down. Helixes do kill everything, but that helix is too low. I can't see any way Shaye... Oh, and a dozer captured as well. Yeah, I think Shaye's out. Power being placed down now for ExCaL. I think Shaye's out. That's weird, man, because now I don't know which game crashed. One of the games we watched must have crashed. But I'm pretty sure that I've still got the right result. Because whichever game did crash, let's say it was... Yeah, honestly, I don't know. I'm going to have to check now. I'm going to have to check and maybe let you know in the next video. That's really strange. So ExCaL takes this series 6-4. I might have to go back on the forums and just double check that actually ExCaL did win 6-4, because that's pretty interesting to me. So obviously one of the games we watched crashed, but probably I just thought that ExCaL had just won, maybe, or maybe Shaye had just won. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I got the right score. I mean, I'll double check. And if not, I'll come back and edit this part of the video. But yeah, GG. Well played to ExCaL. Goes through. So he will face the winner of DK Crazy versus Caro. Like I said, I won't spoil it now. Go back on my channel and watch that video if you want to. GG. Well played to both players, especially to ExCaL. Really decent game. That China play literally won him this series, won him this set when he did that China vanilla play. Whereas Shaye didn't want to play the longer game. He wanted to do an all-in, and he paid the price there. So yeah, do you think Shaye should have actually played it safe, because he's put in a strong performance for pretty much throughout this whole series? Do you think he panicked in the last minute making the 2 helices, or do you think he should have played it safe? So many questions, so little answers. Let me know in the comments, and like this video if you enjoyed this series. So yeah, GG, and I'll see you guys in the semi-finals. GG.